Fatima said that, he couldn't reveal what he read or what he knew about it. But he said that it is the worst thing that you could imagine. Now, what the church has revealed that it was in recent years, I don't think could fall into that category.
No, not at all. That was a little disappointing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You expected more.
But George, let me ask this. The Vatican has built, I think, several observatories. You just had calls from Arizona. I think they built one.
There's one there.
In Arizona, do you think that maybe the Catholic Church is looking for this object, this extra planet that's coming in? And also in his book, The Keys of This Blood, he alludes to it vaguely that it has to do with fire.
Well, see,
raining down on Earth.
The Vatican has always been interested in science. However, I think they're looking for wormwood, which is in the book of Revelation, Stan.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I had a great deal of respect for Father Malachi Martin. I miss him. I'm sure you had good times with him as well, George.
Well, you know what? I never had a chance to interview him. He passed away before I came aboard.
I guess it was Art that was doing it. Yeah. But I did come on with him briefly when Art was talking about the secret of Fatima, the third secret, because a Jesuit priest had confided in me that he was there in the Vatican when I think it was John the 23rd had opened the letter to see the third secret, and we were in a strait at the time when he was telling me. But anyway, the Pope swooned and fell down, thinking that he was the Pope mentioned in the third secret that would lead the flock astray. And if you look, well, it was that he would follow. He would have the congregation of the Catholics of the world follow a leader that would be a wolf in sheep's clothing, and that he would be responsible for a lot of souls being lost that way.
I bet he was relieved when he realized it wasn't him.
Right. But, again, I didn't see the third secret, and this is secondhand from a Jewish priest who was very smart. And, at the time I had every reason to trust him for other reasons. But it made sense to me in that the Pope would be looking at something that would affect the church and the faith.
Well, I tell you what fascinates me, Stan, is so many cultures and ancient civilizations all have prophecy, and many of the prophecies are the same. Stan Deyo with us. Thank you, Stan. His website's linked up at coasttocoastam.com. Up next, Professor James McCanney. Get ready for this one on Coast to Coast AM.
Was that cool?
You can almost hardly look at it.
We've seen them in Mississippi like this, but never like never like
An absolutely fascinating program this morning, and I'm going to try this once more in a moment because I have another text that purports to be the third secret. And I'm not going to read it all, I'm just going to read the preamble. And if that part is right, then we'll move on from there. At any rate, if you have a question, we're going to try and stay as close to the phones as we can. Don't move. Well, all right, what I'm going to do is read just the preamble to this and see if the good Father finds identification with this. It says, "Do not worry, dear child. It is I, the Mother of God, speaking to you and asking you to proclaim in my name the following message to the whole world. In doing so, you will meet strong opposition. Be firm in your faith, however, and you will triumph over all opposition. Listen and remember well what I am about to tell you. Men must become converted. They must implore pardon for the sins that they have committed, and for those they will commit again in the future. You have requested a sign by which all men would understand my utterances given to humanity through you. This miracle you have seen at this very moment. It was the great miracle of the sun. All have seen it, believers and unbelievers, peasants, townsmen, scholars, and journalists, laymen and priests, and now proclaim in my name. And what follows is the secret. Does that, Father, sound familiar?
There is no preamble.
Well, I'm not sure preamble was the right...
Yeah, or there is no introductory statement in the actual secret, actual text of the secret itself.
So you don't recognize what I just read?
Not as a part of that one sheet of paper. No, but it may well be that what follows...
Well, then let me give you just a little bit of what follows. A great punishment will come over the entire human race. Not yet today, nor tomorrow, but in the second half of the 20th century. What I have already made known at La Salette,
yeah.
by the children Melanie and Maximin, I believe it is. I repeat to you, humanity has not changed as God requested it to. It has sinned and trampled underfoot the gift it had received. There is no order anywhere. Satan rules, even in the highest positions, and determines the direction of things. He will succeed in worming his way even unto the highest summits of the church. He will succeed in seducing the minds of great scholars who will invent armaments with which half of humanity can be destroyed in seconds. He will have the mighty among the peoples under his sway and will induce them to turn out mass production of arms. If humanity does not amend itself, I will be forced to let go the arm of my Son. If the mighty of the earth and of the church do not oppose this, I myself will do it, and I will ask God, my Father, to allow to come over men the punishment of his justice. It will then be that God will punish men more harshly than he did with the flood, and the mighty and the powerful shall perish along with the humble and weak. And it goes on from there.
Yeah. No, it's not the text. It's not specific enough. The text is very dry and specific, and but all that is there is very accurate as regards the general Fatima interpretation of modern history, but it's not the text of the third secret that I know.
All right. East of the Rockies, you're on the air with Father Malachi Martin. Hi.
Hi.
Where are you, sir?
This is Bob from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Hi, Bob.
Hi. Listen, first of all, I want to thank Father Malachi Martin for appearing on his show again.
Well, thank our Bill for that, Bob.
Yeah, I really. You know what? There are a lot of people. Yeah, there are a lot of people I know that are out there that do appreciate you, even though there might be maybe a lot that don't, but I'm one of the ones that really do, and I've been up all night listening to the show. It's been great. Anyway, what is your website, first of all? Because I want to maybe email you something.
Hold on a moment.
Well, listen, caller, if you're used to going to my website, all you've got to do is go up to the guest area and click on Father Martin's name. You'll go right over there.
That's
okay,
right.
then. All right. Well, Father Martin, I have like a ton of questions I can ask you, but I got to be pretty selective here.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Did you ever maybe make mention anywhere of a warning that's supposed to be given to mankind that came out of Garabandal that you just mentioned?
There is going to be, but it's not a warning, Bob.
No.
We have no word in English. It's avertissement in French, is avertimiento in Spanish. It means a putting on notice.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sheriff putting up a notice on your front door saying, you haven't paid your rent for 3 months. If you don't pay it by the following month, you will be blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of it's a putting on notice.
It's putting on a note. I don't understand. You know what? I did have something very similar to that last caller that was 37 years old that mentioned about that feeling. Is that could you maybe give a little more emphasis or describe that more? What it could be?
Well, it's you see, for one reason or another, certain people have a greater perception of what their angel tells them.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know why.
And we are indeed heard worldwide. I have a question from Stan Deyo, down in Perth. Actually, not in Perth, but something that was told to him about the third secret in Perth. And I guess we'll run that one up the flagpole here in a moment and see what kind of response we get. And I know I'm pushing this one probably further and harder than I should be, but one more question. I'm Art Bell. This is Coast to Coast AM. Father Malachi Martin, the exorcist, is here, and we'll be right back. All right, here we go. Just a couple of things I want to quickly read. One from a friend in Australia, Father,
Yes.
who says, I had a Jesuit priest tell me more of the third secret of Fatima years ago in Perth. He said, among other things, the last pope would be under control of Satan. Pope John fainted, thinking it might be him. We were interrupted before I could hear the rest. Any comment on that?
Yes. It sounds as if they were reading or being told the text of the third secret.
Oh, my.
It sounds like it, but it's sufficiently vague to make one hesitate.
Yes.
It sounds like it.